The first one, obviously, we have to talk to you, and I'm going to apologize. Brace yourself. Yikes. 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 Anytime we have to see Huckabee, it's frightening. Now, this is now Huckabee is back with a live audience instead of, them having an empty studio or whatever. Now, they're obviously, he's not masked, they're not masked, they're not even trying, none of that stuff. But he has an exclusive with Donald Trump because, Trump is doing so much. His time is so valuable. In between golfing, he's managed to pinch off an interview with Mike Huckabee. I have not heard this. Neither have you. I cannot. I don't know that yet.
Now, he did what no one thought possible.
Sexually assaulted 27 women and got away with it even in the middle of the Me Too era? No, that's not it. Wore obvious pumpkin makeup and has fiberglass for hair, and yet is the example of manliness for the entire Republican Party. No, that's not. What else? I don't know.
He had never been elected to a single public office in his life.
And the Republicans were fine with running someone who's been a self-interested asshole his entire existence.
Now, he ran successful businesses all over the world.
He did? Oh, I thought we were talking about Trump. Maybe this is the wrong interview.
And then he decided to just run for president against a
He just decided to just run.
large field of experienced senators, congressmen, and governors.
Experience and actual talent or ability is another thing. And also, I think we all learned that the GOP became the bend-over party during that primary.
One of them was me.
Yeah, but I wouldn't count you as experienced either. I mean, honestly.
Oh, he didn't just run. He won.
Yeah, but, lost the popular vote. And who was he running against in the Republican side?
And then he really made the media and the left hate him.
Well, no. That's not fair. He did not make us hate him. We came upon that naturally. I'm speaking, of course, about myself as media and as a human being, so I would assume that I'm some sort of lefty that, by their estimation, that they should, he's going to pocket me in that for sure. I didn't decide to hate him. I recognized the behaviors and characteristics that were intrinsic in who he is as a human being, and that caused a natural revulsion in me, having a baseline moral values that, that I believe people shouldn't slip below as best they can, and certainly not celebrate it.
Because he did something that no other president had done so well.
Separated children from their parents?
He actually kept the promises that he made.
Wait a minute. Mexico paid for the wall?
Please welcome the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Well, please tell me he comes out and lays down on the couch.
Mr. President, it is an honor to have you back on the show. I want to thank you.
Wait a minute. I thought there was applause at the top of this. I thought there were people there. Were there not people?
Thank you for coming. A lot of issues to talk about.
We're never getting another picture. He's just frozen with this.
Start with the border. It's a mess down there, and it wasn't when you left office.
No, it wasn't a mess. There was just an amassing groups of people who were seeking asylum, who were just kind of creating this building flood of stuff. And there were, of course, a lot of unaccompanied children that were stuck over there and, that weren't getting fed. And some of them ended up wandering in the desert. I guess they got kicked back out or something like that. Of course, COVID helped keep people at bay.
What happened?
What happened? What happened?
We had the strongest border ever.
Thank you, COVID. Thank you, Kung Flu, for keeping out the Mexicans. I think we can all... The one thing, she was very nice to me.
The wall was almost complete. We would...
Yeah, it's just those couple of gaps they all sneak through. Have you seen them? It's like the scene at the end of Infinity Wars where they open a section and Wakanda just gets stormed by the... Yeah, if only.
Delayed by lawsuits from Congress and Nancy Pelosi and everybody. We won all of the lawsuits.
No, you didn't.
We won all sorts of things, including...
It looks great. How come shit on America like that, Mike Huckabee? Seriously. Can you imagine? I mean, what kind of monarchical kiss-ass kingship bullshit is this? Why would you why would one man, especially a second-generation rich kid who's been bankrupt his entire life, who had to borrow $56 million from his siblings for operating cash, who wrote The Art of the Deal the year he lost more in New York real estate than anyone else in history, why without that dude, America sucks, according to Mike Huckabee. You want to talk about, like, anti-American or un-American or not believing in American exceptionalism or not believing in America first in any way? Mike Huckabee is the friggin' poster child for that bullshit. Because there is no president in this era that would have not had the resources available in the United States and the scientific know-how existing in current time to be able to work towards this particular goal, or would have gone, yeah, go ahead. We need to buy these ahead of time. If it works, we got to go with it. How confident are we with these companies? All right, well, we'll allocate the money to the top four first, and then we'll have leftover funds, and we're going to need more funds from Congress to do this. And he only asked for $2 billion to deal with this whole goddamn thing, and it ended up costing us, he dumped $6 trillion into the economy in 1 year. $6 trillion. He was running $1 trillion deficit and raised the military budget during peacetime to higher than it was during World War II. And he's like, look how great the economy was doing. Yeah, because you were constantly priming the pump. It's like, look how great look at the fuel efficiency on my car. I never run out of gas while it's parked at the gas station with the tank in it. I'm never going to take my car for a drive, and yet I've run the engine and I never run out of gas. It's just not going anywhere. Just sitting there burning the fuel. Mike Huckabee, I am calling you out. Stop shitting on American ingenuity and the ability and the capabilities of the American people. Because you're goddamn right we live and operate like we live in 2020 and 2021. It ain't 1950. It's not tuberculosis. And it sure as shit isn't 1918.
I think a lot of people in America certainly
think you're both ass clowns.
Miss you and realize
no, they don't.
That we had a good thing going. Mr. President, thank you so much for your time tonight. I want to say to our audience,
thank you very much.
You can keep up with the 40.
You can't, dude, you got to let him say goodbye. He's not your average guest, Huck.
Fifth President online at 45office.com.
Really? So that's why he came on? 45office.com? So he's really still the president. I told you. Like that's 45office.com. 45. That's the name. 45office.com. It sounds like a business, like where you can rent one of those office spaces on your own. We have 45 offices. You can rent them from small sizes to boardrooms, and we have a very flexible schedule. 45office.com.
And who knows? Maybe on a new social media network in the near future.
Well, certainly not Frank's speech.